How's everybody doing? Good evening to everybody. God bless everybody that is watching. God bless my country of Mexico, my city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us two legs, two arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. Good evening to every single one of you. How's everybody doing? God bless my country of Mexico. God bless my city of Tijuana and the United States of America. We have a really interesting show today because the title is Biden Changed His Mind. Did Biden change his mind? And now that he is practically changing his mind, what is going to happen? I think we got a little lagging right here with the internet. But let me just see if everything is okay. Now we're good. So this is what's going on. Today I went to Camp Hope right here in the Chaparral to see what is going on with they did a massive press conference. The migrants did a massive press conference that I believe that is a good press conference because it helps them to people hear their voice and actually what they're going through at that camp. So it helps a lot. So this trail, there has been a couple of things that have been in effect. I got video of it, of going to Camp Hope today. And also I did a little short live feed inside of, Camp Hope today that they were doing this massive press conference that a lot of people from the United States and also from Mexico, they were right there. National mainstream media and also local mainstream media and international mainstream media, they were right there at that particular place. And we were in there with all, with all people that we know from these our colleagues right here and journalists right here from Tijuana. It was really important for us to go over there and to practically be part of this national press conference where the migrants need a voice, where they need to express what is going on and what is happening in the current situation of Camp Hope. And President AMLO just came out with a statement saying that this crisis that is occurring at the border, and look at his words, crisis, because Jen Psaki, the House Speaker of the White House, is not saying that is a crisis. She's saying that it's a challenge, for God's sake. So President AMLO has come out and said, this is a crisis. This is what is happening. And look at the response from this guy. Wow, man. This is the response from this guy. And this guy says right here on the top, it is a Spanish Latinus that is from Carlos Loret de Mola, that is one of the best journalists in our country of Mexico. And on the top it says right there, do not come to the U.S. Do not leave your city. Stay in your country. Wow. Holy cow. Holy cow, man. What are you going to do with all the people that are risking their lives right now? What are you going to say to all the unaccompanied minors that you just said the other day to come and that you were going to receive them? That this incentivizes the child trafficking in our country. What are you going to do now with all the people that they're standing right here in El Chaparral waiting for hours and hours and days and days and days in the cold weather, in the rain, and ultimately in hunger, with their children, with their families suffering? What? This is your response, for God's sake. So he comes out and now he knows, and talking to all the mainstream media that I met over there in Camp Hope, talking to all the mainstream media that I met and talking to all of them, he's saying this. they're saying this. They're saying this is a situation that it got out of hand. He did not know what how aggravated was this situation. How aggravated was this situation? They did not know how many migrants they were awaiting at every border. For order for you to open your mouth and say that you were going to let in people and you were going to help the refugees and the asylum seekers, you have to back it up. You have more than 20,000 people waiting right here in the state of Baja for your response. You got almost 100,000 in all the borders, and you got more than 20,000 in Tapachula, and the borders with Guatemala, and 40,000 that they're trying to exodus because of the crisis that is occurring with poverty in Central and South America. And you open your mouth and you were going, and you said that you were going to create a better pathway for migrants. Those were your words. I am going to create a better pathway for migrants. Now, all of a sudden, you come out and you say this. The article of Latinos on the top in Spanish says, do not come to the U.S. Do not leave your city. Biden asked the migrants. And then on the bottom says, the president of the United States, Joe Biden, this Tuesday asked the minors and the families undocumented that they categorize the last wave of migration to the country. He told them to stay in your countries. Do not come to the United States. Do not leave your country, your city, your communities. He did an interview with ABC News that it will be done on Wednesday. And this was the message of Biden for the huge wave of unaccompanied minors and also migrants. The last weeks, they have been crossing without papers through Mexico to the Mexican territory into the United States due to the conditions of the pandemic and the closing conditions. According to CBS News, more than 4,200 migrants, unaccompanied minors, unaccompanied kids, they were registered in the Department of the Customs and Border Patrol. Some of the stations and some of the stations that they are in the Customs Border Patrol, they're not equipped to have minors. And this wave of minors was provoked also by this statement. They're saying, we're going to admit 300. And also ultimately, Jen Psaki saying, all the minors, come in. We are going to accept you. There's a camp. These people, they don't understand that if they open their mouth and say, we have a shelter for children in, let's say, a hypothetical example, in Bronzeville, they don't understand that there's people listening in Central America and South America and around the world. And these kids, 16, 17-year-olds, 15-year-olds, they take their bags and they leave because they already know that there's a camp, that there's awaiting minors on the other side. These people, they don't measure their words. And it is a fact of the matter that they don't measure their words and they are not careful for what they speak and what they say. And here are the complications now. Now, all of a sudden, no. All of a sudden, return back home. All of a sudden, return back home. And I don't care if people are saying, oh my God, Oscar, Joe Biden is a liar. Oh my God, Oscar, the past administration. Oh my God, Oscar, this. Oh my God, Oscar, that. I don't care about that. I care of how we're going to fix it. How we are going to fix this. Because you already provoked the crisis. And this is exactly what happened in Venezuela. It's a copy-paste of what happened in Venezuela. It is exactly what is happening. It's like Venezuela was an exam or was a quiz for all the globalists and socialists and communists on how to take control of a country, it is exactly what they're trying to do to the borders, man. They're using people. The most lucrative business right now for these animals, it is people and refugees and asylum seekers. It is bad. This is a crisis at the borders. And you got a president right now that all of a sudden in the debates against Trump, estaba bien bravo en los debates en contra de Trump. Bien bravo, ¿eh? ¿Sí se acuerdan todos los paisanos inmigrantes que me están escuchando, no? ¿Sí se acuerdan cómo estaba bien bravo en los debates? You remember how he was in the debates? Promising all this stuff? Prometiendo todas estas cosas? That he was promising that he was going to create a better pathway for migrants. Remember in the debates? ¿Se acuerdan cuando estaba en los debates que iba a crear un mejor camino para los migrantes? ¿Sí se acuerdan de lo que dijo, sus palabras? You guys remember his words, right? What he was saying, that he was going to create a better pathway for migrants and he was going to help migrants. ¿Sí se acuerdan que dijo, voy a dar un mejor camino para los migrantes y los voy a ayudar? ¿Se acuerdan? Do you guys remember when he said that he was going to let in 125,000 and 300 per day? ¿Se acuerdan cuando dijeron 125,000 y 300 por día? ¿Sí se acuerdan? You remember, right? Well, this statement is going to be released on Wednesday. Holy cow. This is sad because this statement is going to be released on Wednesday. And it says, do not come to the U.S., stay in your city. And he asked also the unaccompanied minors right here that in the last hours they have been crossing without papers from in Mexican territory to the United States. 4,200 unaccompanied minors have been registered right now to the Customs and Border Patrol. This is a humongous number. It is a crisis, for God's sake. Where is Jen Psaki now? ¿Dónde está Jen Psaki, la que está diciendo que va a ayudar? ¿Dónde están las Naciones Unidas? Where is the United Nations? ¿Dónde está el gobierno de los Estados Unidos? Queremos respuestas. We need responses. We need answers. It's a humanitarian crisis. And not only that, not only we need responses for this crisis that is affecting our country of Mexico, that you are affecting our country of Mexico, because not only you're not thinking about the migrants, but ultimately, thank you so much, Kathleen. Thank you so much. God bless you. But ultimately, you're not thinking about the people in Mexico. You're not thinking about the local businesses right here that are being affected, the port of entry, the pedestrian port of entry, the families, the kids. You're not thinking about that. And you come out and say this statement that is a ridiculous statement, and how the migrants are going to feel after they hear this, man. How the migrants are going to feel after they hear this. How are you going to clean up this mess? This angers me because people are being used and migrants are being used, and this angers me. This angers me. There's a comment right here that says, Oscar, I thought they asked all the people to leave El Chaparral because it looked bad. No. Nobody has had that authority to do so because they are awaiting the number. This is really bad. Now, this trickled to something that I want to share to you guys. And this opened up for a statement that right now for the government of the United States and the Democratic Party must be really embarrassing, man. It must be embarrassment. This is a complete embarrassment, man. This is a complete embarrassment. This right here. If you don't feel embarrassed after you're coming out in the morning, Jen Psaki, and saying that this is not a crisis, that has been happening for years since the Obama administration that created this major influx of migrants. That this is a border crisis, and it is a crisis in the poor countries, third world class countries, that they have been suffering through their corrupt presidents and leaders. You know what? Yesterday, we heard the Tucker Carlson with the interview of Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador. My God, I was so proud, man. Nayib Bukele saying, we don't want the people that they are in the United States, that they are migrants from El Salvador, sending money to our country, El Salvador. Remesas, reminiscence, I think that they're called. And I want to look for the exact translation of remesas. We don't need remesas, he said. President Nayib Bukele told Tucker Carlson, we don't need remesas. That is the money that is being sent by the people that they're from El Salvador, that they are in the United States, to El Salvador. And he said this, look how intelligent this man is. He says, because if you send money from the people from El Salvador, or if the United States sends money to the people of El Salvador, you're not stopping migration. You're creating the country to be comfortable and to depend on the United States. So what do? The circle, this a vicious circle. People exit because they are suffering because of the conditions of the country. So they search to another country to be safe, that is the United States of America. So you're not fixing the problem. You're just going on a vicious circle, and a vicious economical circle. He said what we need to do is create a better infrastructure, create better jobs, and fight for our country and fight for our security. And the good people that we have in our country, why are we letting them go? Why are we not keeping that country? And the majority of the migrants, they want to stay in their country. They want to stay in their culture. They want to stay with their families. They want to stay with their friends. They want to stay with everybody. They don't want to leave, but they leave because of the poverty situation. And he was really honest, and I love this. He said, we have failed. Because Tucker Carlson said, we have a migration problem. And he said, what is your solution? What are your thoughts on this? And he said, well, it's we cannot just be so obvious. We have failed for security reasons and economical reasons. And now he was explaining how he has lowered down the crime rate in El Salvador by 75%. And he is incrementing the economical jobs and all this kind of stuff. Oh, it's increasing the jobs and the infrastructure little by little. He cannot overturn a country that has been so wrong for so many years in 18 months. And people were commenting on my live feed, yeah, but they just sent $4 billion up with their Oscar. They're not, what are they going to do with their money? Like, we just sent for that. Those $4 million. It was not even $4 million. $4 billion. It was $4.8 billion that it was signed by Donald Trump and Mike Pompeo. So this $4 billion, it was signed already from the past administration. Go ahead and read. And now El Salvador is trying to do something about their immigration problem. And they have done a lot. Caravans have not come out of El Salvador. They're only coming out of Honduras. So they need to fix the problem in Honduras with Juan Orlando Hernandez. That is the most horrible president, I think, in whole Latin America. This is the statement of the Mexican president right here. And I don't know if this is going to be an embarrassment for Jen Psaki and also for Joe Biden, that they don't care, really. They're going to come out the next morning and say, I'm going to circle back to you. I'm going to circle back to you. I'm going to circle back to you. It is a challenge. It is not a crisis. I'm going to circle back to you. I'm going to circle back to you. Let me circle back to you. Let me circle back. Come back tomorrow and let me circle back to you again. So it's going to be a circle back. Because there ain't no circle back, girl. So this is the statement of the Mexican president. On the top right here is big league politics right here. And it says, Mexican President AMLO. Look what it says. Blames Biden. Blames Biden's America Last border policies for illegal immigration and cartel crime. My communist president. Sometimes he does good things, and sometimes he does bad things, man. This communist with communist ideologies, man. This, this communist president that we have, that he takes 40,000 days to speak and 40,000 years to say a phrase. So Mexican President AMLO says this. He blames Biden's administration for America's border policies for illegal immigration and cartel crime. And then it's an article done by Jose Nino on Tuesday, March 15th, 2021, Big League Politics. And there's a poll right here. Will you vote for Donald Trump in 2024? It says right here. And it says Reuters recently reported on Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador believes that President Joe Biden's immigration policy is incentivizing not only a surge in illegal immigration, but also the drug cartel activity. Guess what? Who has said that? What have we been saying for the past almost 2 years? What have we been saying? Holy cow, man. And then he goes and says this. Let me repeat it again. Reuters recently reported on Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador believes that President Joe Biden immigration policy is incentivizing not only a surge of illegal immigration, but also the drug cartel activity. The lack of focus on border security on the part of Biden administration has served as a green light for cartels to ratchet up their drug trafficking operation. According to Reuters, Mexico has suggested that the Biden administration start providing foreign aid to Central America because they opened their mouth. Where the bulk of migrants heading northwards to the states hail from. They generally go through Mexico with the aim of landing in the United States and petitioning for asylum. He said, this is what President AMLO said, referring to the migrants, quote unquote, they see him as the migrant president, and so many feel they're going to reach the United States. What is he saying? That they see him as a migrant president, but he's not. And so many feel that they're going to reach the United States. This is what the Mexican president said, stated AMLO after a virtual meeting he had with Biden. We need to work together to regulate the flow because this business can be tackled from one day to the next. Biden amnesty plan has worried the Mexican government, which it believes it could serve a magnet for further migration. This is what the intelligence of the Mexican government has said. Based on that, the Mexican government has gathered Mexican cartel gangs and other criminal bodies have paid close attention to the U.S. policies in order to gouge the viability of their smuggling efforts. This in line with many forms of speculation from Border Patrol agents who contend that talks of amnesty and similar legislation tend to spur more activity at the border. Ay, ay, ay. Hijo de la chinga. Let me say something in Spanish for the people that are watching in Spanish. A todos los migrantes latinos y a todos los paisanos. Tenemos que luchar por poder hacer las cosas bien y poder unirnos para poder migrar a un país seguro. Todos tenemos el derecho de migrar y todos somos migrantes, pero que no nos usen como si fuéramos un producto humano. Y aquí el presidente mexicano está diciendo que la administración de Joe Biden solo está incentivando a que el tráfico de niños continúe. ¿Por qué? Porque él solamente está diciendo los niños no acompañados, vénganse, gente, vénganse. Y cuando llegan a la frontera se topan con la realidad de que es una triste realidad y que están batallando. Y eso duele suficiente para verlos en esas condiciones. No es justo. Y hay que exigir lo justo. Como migrante se los digo. It is amazing the injustice that is being done right now. And to all the migrants that are listening, to all the migrants, I'm a migrant myself. I am for legal migration, legal, documented peacefully and with a purpose. But ultimately, I'm telling them that this is the time that you guys need to unite, and we need to unite to fight for what is right, to fight for our country's safety, to fight the corrupt government in our country, to fight the corrupt politicians that they are pushing this immigration of influx and these parasites that they're only using people as cattle, and held them accountable for this border crisis. This is not your typical just movement of 10, 15 people just push them across the border. No. This is something that is unfair. And ultimately, this is something that is, unhuman. This is unhuman, man. So it needs to stop. Imagine how for the Mexican president, I will tell you something, for everybody that is watching, for the Mexican president to be saying that he blames Biden's America Last border policies for illegal immigration and cartel crime, that he blames him. Holy cow, people. Holy cow. This is huge. This is humongous. And, this is the current situation that is occurring right now in the border crisis, and ultimately what is occurring right now with the statements of the president of the United States and the statements of the Mexican president. So it's a contradictory statement, which the Mexican president is not agreeing with, with what the United States president is doing. So let me address the Mexican president right now. El presidente mexicano se está quitando de las manos y se está lavando las manos. No, señor. The Mexican president is cleaning his hands also, and he's saying, oh, no, we the Biden administration. Hold on a minute. It was not only the Biden administration. You signed the Globalist Compact of Immigration in 2018, and you said to all the migrants that you were going to give them jobs, and also you were going to house them and give them education. You were responsible for this also. So everybody needs to take their own responsibility. The Globalist Compact of Immigration of the United Nations says that every person that migrants needs to have education, needs to have a house, needs to have a job. And it's an immediate factor, not as just, wait 1, 2, 3 years. What are these people going to do? Starve to death? It's amazing how the United Nations pushes this influx of migrants, and nobody's saying, where is the United Nations to be held accountable? Because those are the ones that they're pushing this influx, an enormous influx of migrants. And nobody's saying, where's the United Nations to be held accountable? It's just ridiculous how nobody's blaming the United Nations. George Soros is sitting down right now and just kicking it back at his home, playing golf on a Saturday and Sunday. Meanwhile, this crisis is hitting the border when he created this United Nations Pact. And now Antonio Gutierrez from the United Nations is saying, I'm really happy with Joe Biden addressing the immigration and also the not only the immigration issue, but we are so happy that, Joe Biden is helping refugees and asylum seekers. I don't know what you're going to say right now, Antonio Gutierrez, because he just said, go back home, first and foremost. And you were planning for the United States to sign the Globalist Compact of Immigration on 2021. I don't know what you're going to say now, because apparently he's not going to sign it. Apparently he's turning back, migrants right now that they having a difficult time to get to the United States, and now he's turning them back. So what is your explanation going to be? It's just amazing. This is today at Camp Hope. We took some video, and also we took some pictures right here. And this is video take number 1 as I approach, we were around there, and I recorded some migrants giving some statements on their border situation. This is clip number 1, and then I will show some pictures of the whole scenario and how everything looks in this part. This is clip number 1, I believe so. press conference by the migrants right here, mainstream media and all media is right here. As you can see, a lot of migrants want to speak up, and the situation has gotten a little bit interesting. Let us hear what they're saying right now. We have a right to migrate, and we have a right to ask for asylum. And we are here to ask the right way the refugee and asylum. Nobody's telling us how to do it. And the government of the United States told us to come. And it's because the poverty and the delinquents in our countries are obligating us to exit from our countries. We don't want to leave our countries. They're obligating us to leave. Because everybody that is here, it has their human right, and they deserve their human right. And it hurts to leave our families and sometimes our children all the way back there in Central America. Please, that this conference, we are begging that it goes all the way to the United States of America, and that it goes to the government of the United States, and the government of the United States hears what they're doing. This is what we're asking you guys from press. That you guys help us, expose all that is happening in the camps, so you guys can tell the world what is happening over here in Chaparral. And you guys that are from the press, you guys have the possibilities to inform the world about what is happening right here. She is talking in French, and what I just heard and what I understand a little bit. She said, our dream is not to cause problems. Our dream is to go to the Estados Unidos, that is the United States. So that is a migrant from Haiti also giving an opinion on this migrant press conference. We are not representing one country. We are representing the migrant community. And because we don't have, all of us, we don't have the possibility to speak. And not that we are, not that we are being divided, is that we are expressing our what is hurting right now to us and what is hurting the migrant community. And also what is the camp, the Chaparral camp, and if hopefully that we are being heard, and with the authorities, the correspondent authorities. And the only thing that we're asking to the governmental authorities from the United States, we are asking to come over here and to see how we are living, basically saying, look what you provoked. And it is a reality. This is the consequences of a disorganized movement. It's sad. Really, it's sad. Because these people, they don't deserve this unhuman treatment. Whatever it is, if it is a Mexican, if it is a United States citizen, if it is whoever it is, they don't deserve this unhuman treatment. Nobody deserves this unhuman treatment. Nobody in the world deserves this. Let me put the volume up. please let all the authorities know that we need our help, and that we need our help that is just that it can correspond to our help. That we're asking, a concrete answer. That we need a concrete answer. What is going to happen to us? And we just heard the response from Joe Biden today. Imagine these people, how they're going to feel after they hear the statement of this man. Please, a lot of our lives are at risk. They are in danger. Please let us help us. She's saying basically to the to the single man. They're saying that the single woman, they don't have possibilities of asking for asylum, and single man also. But she's saying we have possibilities also for ask for asylum. Don't give up your dreams. And I moved from there. Because it was it is everybody's really close. You know what I mean? It's you can only stay there for just not that many time, not much time. I don't want to there's a lot of mainstream media and they were recording the whole time, but I didn't want to stay that long. This is take number I believe this is take number 2. Let me just exit the window. I think this is video number 2 right here. This is video number 1. This is take number 2 right here. As I'm walking right here. Humanitarian crisis. This is the actual situation. Humanitarian crisis right here. And we need to fix this. You see all of the people right here. And we are live at the camp. Camp Hope, as you see all of the press right here, reuniting and walking towards the end of the camp. As walking toward the ends of the camp, as the situation is getting more bad every day, more and more bad every day. We're walking right here. This is where they're making food right here. It's the actual situation at the camp. The Royal is not getting, it's getting difficult by every day. And the necessities, it is difficult by every day. Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Honduras, Guatemala, todo eso. Cogemos un monte allá en Colombia. Nosotros duramos 5 días. Hay personas que no tienen discapacidad de caminar como yo, que duran 3 meses hasta en el monte. Entonces, de ese paso, hay que entender esa persona que viene atrás para ver lo que puedes hacer a ellos. Increíble. It's incredible, man. The necessity of Camp Hope is getting by every day more and more. This is hard. And this was take number 2. As I was walking, just showing the extreme necessity, and it is just sad, man. It's sad because you start to understand. Look at this. This is a picture from the camp. You start to understand that this is a crisis now. This is an ultimate crisis. So somebody's asking who's feeding all these people. There's nonprofit organizations and Christian churches that they're coming, and ultimately they're helping. They're helping, feeding people. And there's another organization by Tijuana that helps poor people. They help poor people along the way and the whole country and the whole city. But also they're feeding. It's called Tijuana Sin Hambre, Tijuana Without Hunger. So they're helping right now the migrants. This is a picture taken by Oscar L. Blue. This is our work. This is a complete picture to show you guys how the mainstream media was located at right there. This is another picture right here to show you guys how everything was in the middle of the situation. Right here, there was the tarp where they were holding the press conference. This was on top of the where they were basically doing inside their statements and their migrant statements. And in the back of this banner says migrant women. There's another picture, the migrant camp Hope. My God, people, the suffering of these people, it's just a lot. It's just unbearable to see it. And it is now, the situation has turned into what is the Biden administration going to do? Because that is the number one thing. What is the Biden administration going to do? And this is, in particular, it's not fair to say, whose fault is it? Pointing fingers now, and it's like, oh, it was this fault, and this man's fault, and this man's fault, and the past administration, and all this. How are we going to fix this? Because this is a humanitarian issue. This is a humanitarian issue. This is another picture that we took. This is another, this is a great picture right here of the women, the migrant women. This is a camera right here from TV Azteca on the right side. This is the migrant women right here inside the camp. These are pictures from, these are pictures from Oscar L. Blue. This is another pictures from the migrant camp. And that is the situation. Wow. How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Negro News and America's Boys News. Good evening to everybody that is watching. It is right now the time in Tijuana. It is 7:23 in the evening. And, the report that we just did on Camp Hope, it is that, yes, for me, in my perception, it is a crisis. There is a crisis in Camp Hope, and there needs to be addressed. Not only there is a crisis in Camp Hope, but there is a migrant crisis in Bronzeville. You guys saw it in Yuma. And also, there is a crisis in Juarez, that is the border to El Paso, with the unaccompanied minors. There are more than 5,700 registered in the month of January. Whew. Huge, huge, huge. But the most huge thing is the statements from the President of the United States of America that he just said, you know what? I believe that I just committed a mistake. And he just told all the migrants to stay home and to not come. Wow. It is sad to hear that. It is really, really sad to hear that. But, you saw the response, the rebuttal from President AMLO. And he just said this migrant crisis was created by the bad decisions of the administration of Joe Biden. And I'm not saying it. Here it is. Read it, please. Before I go, I want you to read it. It says Mexican President AMLO blames Biden's America Last border policies for illegal immigration cartel crime. Amazing, isn't it? How everybody is now understanding that it's not that easy to take care of the immigration situation, right? That it's not that easy to take care of the immigration situation at the borders, right? It's not that easy. But they thought that it was. They thought that it was really easy. Wow. Hope that you guys enjoyed this show. We're going 46 minutes in to the live feed. Hope that you guys enjoyed the show. I'm going to accept a couple of questions from the live feed. If you guys want to put a couple of questions in the live feed, I will accept them. And I will address the public right now. A couple of questions. I will take from the public a couple of questions. Are you visiting McAllen, Bronzeville sector? Possibly. Has Biden offered any help? Not yet. No. He just said to stay home. So I don't know if he's going to provide it or not. He said that they were basically going to send the $4 billion to nonprofit organizations, which I think that is a mistake. But he is, I care I have my difference of opinion on that, but that's what I think. Are you coming back to Yuma? Yes, absolutely. I will be coming back to Yuma. Have you ever interviewed the migrant children? With the consent of the pastor and also with an adult on site, and also the director of the shelter. Yes, I have. And I have interviewed with an adult on the moment and the director of the shelter right there with me. And ultimately not put in their face. And a lot of them that I just ask normal questions. And it has been, their statements and their lives is just horrible what they go through. Oscar, what is the state of or condition of children when they arrive? Do you know when they arrive where? To the port of entry of the United States of America or to Mexico, because there's two places where they arrive. And supposedly when they arrive to the United States of America, they ask for the asylum and they are tired. Imagine, it's a child, it's a kid, it's a minor. Imagine that. Imagine that. Mr. Ralph Garza says, Oscar, you are a wonderful man for sharing your thoughts and feelings about this situation. God bless you forever, my friend. God bless you. What do you think? We all appreciate your reporting, Oscar. Thank you so much, Tracy. What do you think about increasing production in Mexico instead of China? What do you mean? What production? I don't understand. What production do you mean? Another comment right here. I'm so proud of you, Oscar. I've been following your coverage since last year. Your work is amazing. You top every broadcast anywhere. Thank you so much, Tessie Cedillo. Muchas gracias. Muy amable y de grandísimo corazón les digo a todos gracias. Thank you so much. Where are they hearing the message to come to the border? It just seems they should know by now not to by all the ones that they are being turned away. Well, your president just said it. I'm not saying it. Nobody's saying it. Your president said it. Thank you, Amy Christine, for showing what it really happening at the border. Your work is so important. God bless you. God bless you too. Another comment. Well, it was a great live feed. Great live feed for you guys. It was nice talking to you guys. I will do a Q&A live feed tomorrow. I will do a Q&A live feed for all of you guys tomorrow. I think that it's extremely important to do a Q&A live feed for us to understand and respect the live feed. Also, ultimately, right now, it's a really delicate situation with the immigration factor and also the kids and families that their lives are in danger. So, it's a really delicate, topic that, we need to control the live feed with the comments. A lot of disrespectful comments that they're going on in the live feed. So I have to moderate the comments, because this is human beings we're talking about and lives of people. So it's not a joke. It's not just typing on your house and being like, I'm angry, I'm going to type whatever and just let it go. So I have to moderate the comments, and a lot of people get upset because I moderate their comments. Also, my manager is right here, so she's moderating the whole live feed. So I will do a Q&A tomorrow for everybody to watch, and ultimately we can have a better conversation, a more open conversation, and be ready with your questions, as we are going to be ready for our answers. I will do a live feed in Spanish. I don't know what time it is. It is 7:32. In approximately like 15-20 minutes, I will be doing another live feed in Spanish. There is a problem, and I will say this in Spanish. Hay un problema, y hay un problema muy grande, y es la crisis en la frontera y la crisis migratoria. Tenemos que salir adelante de esto, estar unidos y trabajar juntos, porque en la migración no hay un color de piel, solo hay un corazón. We need to work together in this situation to fix this, because in an immigration or in a migration, there is no color of the skin, is only a big heart. God bless you all. Follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero. You can follow him at Facebook, YouTube, Parler, and also Orbeez, and his channel and Telegram. You can follow me as Oscar L. Blue. You can follow me at Facebook, YouTube, and also you can follow me at Instagram. I'm using Instagram. A lot of people say like, "Hey, why don't you use Instagram?" Instagram is a really young hood application, and I just was live at Instagram, and the screen looks like way better than Facebook. It's a really nice app. Hopefully, we can grow the app later on. So I'm also on Instagram. You can follow me, and also you can follow me at Telegram. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Stay safe, and like we always say, people, peace and love, because always your country's first. God bless.